Sir, if code is in local means how to do that code to repository, sir?
So how
Local
it is
means
go to
some...
repository, just to go to here, it is in cloud, go to the SFTP simple file transfer protocol, then click this button. I just click this. The example, I want to push this learning objective is there, or set up recent files is there, or PNG, example node selector, take space, some more technical terms are there. Example, I take some images. Okay. So I just take it as some large icons. So I take this architecture going to upload to the cloud. So I take this first, see what happened. I'm ready to solve what are the issues if I know that. So you can upload this. You can able to see it is a 0 files. Now this file is uploaded under the /home EC2-user. You copy this and click this one. Okay. CD, save insert, insert. Okay. ls. Now that file is available. Then I move that file into that directory only. Listen carefully. Switch to directory. AWS Git. AWS. So Git AWS, right? Okay. What happened? Missing destination. Okay, sorry. No, which one are you going to move that one that I mentioned? AR space enter. So now you can able to see that file has been moved. And cd-take to the same directory now. Now ls-l. So you can able to see it. The question is what the question is yours. Now I'm going to change the ownership. Change owner to root. Done. So ls-ltr. Now we can able to see that all the files are available now from local to this cloud. Then again you have to do the same procedure. Git add star git commit -m. Okay, second attempt. Second attempt. Some commit spelling mistakes. CYMMIT. Second attempt and git push. That's it. Say first time only it will take number of commands to push your files. Later things it's very easy. The same commands only repeat all the time. Now it has been pushed to the cloud, so which is from local system. Even we push it to our area. Now you can click this and you can able to see this file. You can click that one. Okay. Got it?
Sir, but actually, sir, if developers they will develop the code that will be in Eclipse, right? That how to move to means GitHub. Hello.
Do you have Eclipse installed in your system?
Yes. No, sir. It's not installed actually.
Then tomorrow install.
Okay.
Okay. Then go to there. Then there is some settings option will be there. GitHub already it is available. Okay, what you have to do in sense, you have to click the GitHub setup and you'll ask the username and password. What you're giving here, the same thing. Username and password is asking you, right? While time of git push, yes or no? It's asking you now. If I use git push, it will ask your username and password. The same username and password it will ask in the Eclipse or whatever the developing tools you are using. So all the tools it will ask to set up the GitHub. Okay, there you can click and give the details and give the repository. Then whenever you commit the code, it automatically push it to that repository if internet is available. That's it. So it is not a big thing to achieve this. Hope you understand.
Okay, sir.
That's it. I answered your question. Next, any questions from Trupti? No.
No questions, sir.
So you.
So when I have a question. So whenever we do GIT push, will it ask every time username password?
Exactly, it will ask you the username and password. But if you want to skip this process, in the configuration file, you need to configure the username and password to sort out this issue. But if recommended is that whenever you do the commit, but see, if you go for that Eclipse also, it will not ask any username and password, because you said that if you want to enable any every time need to ask means it will ask the username and password. Okay, example, if you're saving in the Chrome, if you save some file, if you enable that, it will ask always which destination need to store the file. It will, whenever it will click that one, it will ask you like that. The same way, that option also available in the tools. Whenever if you want to do the commit, it want to ask the, because maybe if multiple users are using the laptop, then that possibilities is authentication is good. But if you only you person, only you going to use that one, then we can skip that type of things using the settings option itself available.
I didn't understand properly. So you mean that every time it will ask only, and there is no setting to make it automated, like every time I do push, anyway it is my personal laptop, so other than me no one else will be using it. So every time I want
I'm not talking in the Linux server, I'm talking in the Eclipse or other tools. That settings is available. If you talk in the Linux, let's say configuration file is there. In the configuration file, you need to make the changes. Then only it will reflect. You got my point? Then it will be skip the process of asking the authentication. And otherwise, you can go to the Git hook. Do you know Git webhook? You know this concept? Webhook. Okay. So this what had happened, you have to map your things. Git webhook will help you to skip, because this SSH key will be there. No, we go to the CD and it will have some .ssh. If you get into that, okay, you can able to see your SSH key. Okay, authorized key. This key you need to copy into that Git webhook URL. Then that issue also will be sought out. So it is a one-to-one communication, this system to that repository. So if you map it like that, then that authentication also will chances to skip. So what are the possibilities I'm just giving to help you to sort out the authentication issue?
Okay.
No, actually, sir, what you're telling is in the Windows and Linux two operating systems, if we have to bypass the username and password when pushing, then we have to give that username and password in the config file.
Yes.
Sorry, does it on the both Windows and Linux?
So Windows, you don't have such Windows also. What you can do here in sense, okay, Windows, if you go for the PowerShell, there also you do all the activity in the command level only. Okay, if you want the desktop GitHub, if you go to our this one case, I just go to this location. It will ask you, sir, desktop setup. I just go to, I show you. Okay, GitHub desktop. If you given this for Linux or Windows or whatever, it will give some setup details. So you can set the GitHub desktop. If you're using the Windows, it will help you do the changes, everything graphical, not in command. If you want in the command, then you have to use a git bash. Actually you can use the Linux command level, or you can use a PowerShell. If you go for the Windows, if you go for the Linux, then you have to supposed to be use the command prompt, and with the help of that, so what are the procedures we follow now? If I give the history, then you can get the commands. So these all commands I used it here. Anyhow, I just copy and paste it in the chat window. That helps you to further reference. See the chat window of yours.
Okay, sir. Actually, what my question is, so the bypassing the username and password can be possible in both Linux and Windows, right?
Yes, possible in both Linux and Windows.
Okay.
In tools
In
also
Linux,
it is
we have-
possible.
Okay. In Linux, we can give the username and password in the config file, but
Yes.
in the Windows,
Hmm.
if we download the GitHub desktop version, then in that we will get the GUI options to bypass the username and password, right?
Yes, exactly. It won't ask you. You can try it. Okay, if you want, you can download by today.
I'm noticing new feature in Zoom now. We can upload file also. That is good.
Yeah, but we not created the files, na? So that's what.
No, I'm saying like it new feature. It's too good. Earlier it was not there.
Attachment.
Yeah, attachment.
Okay. And so in the desktop, which version, see, if desktop version is different for Git, which version we are using now, sir?
Git version you want to know? And 1.8.
No, not version. So desktop version is different. Now what? It's a mobile version, something like that.
No. Tripti, I'm not sure about that. You can refer that part.
Okay. And what is that webhook that you had mentioned, sir?
Yes, webhook in sense if you want to connect the authentication. If I go to here, webhook is available. If I go to my project and settings, okay, if you come down, security, SSH, blogger repositories, developer settings, GitHub, GitApps. Security, emails, notifications. There's one option I will show you. That is webhook. If you enable that with your SSH key, then it will not ask you the authentication repeatedly. Okay. So I just check here also. GitHub webhook. So that is we using for the Jenkins for automation purpose actually, to avoid the automation, to skip the every time authentication will ask. If we go for the Jenkins type of those things, it will ask me every time give the authentication, because the entire automation will be collapsed if we each and every level of if we give the authentication. So for that purpose in the Jenkins we'll use that one. So where it is available, settings. Okay, so it is the highlighted now. You can able to see that. Add webhook input request. See, it is happened. The profile, account, where they are saying, because we are not, because you people ask me as for authentication how to skip, for that only I'm referring, because usually we will give the authentication only.
Yes, sir. The basic recommendation should be with authentication itself, right?
Okay, so
we have to go inside project.
Webhooks in left side, you have to find webhook, but in our case, it is not that. That's what I'm struggling to find out.
Sir, you have to go inside project. Go to that Git AWS one.
Oh, my project, right? So, let's just go to my projects, repositories. So I just go to the Git AWS. Okay.
It should be in the left in the settings. Settings. In the menu bar, inside settings.
Here again? No, it will go to the here only.
No, that one inside.
Here it will come webbook, right? Yeah, yes. Sorry, I'm checked that settings. Yes, you can add the URL. Webhooks allows external services to notify when certain event happened. The specific events happen, we'll send the post request to each URL you provided here. Okay, add the webhook means you can click the add webhook. See, it's asking my authentication. If I click that, I'm using the Red Hat. So, and you credentials. Now we can add that secret code here or the URLs. Then you can add the webhook. Okay, the payload URL and the web URL, whatever you want to include here, that we can use it. So that is what the question on the webhook. It is used.
Sir, there is no option to add the key, right?
Key, it is available, but I add webhooks, send everything. Some cases leave it here.
Okay, I think it is only for application to one application integration part.
Yes, we can use it like that.
Okay.
So this is some of the outline of using the webhook
Okay.
and all the authentication also. We don't want to go much deeper in that. Okay, let's see come out of that one. So now you can able to see LSFNet here. You can able to see all the files. I go to the CD git enter LSFNet. Now all the files are to be here. Now it is happened. What happened? I just going to remove some set of files. So git. Okay. So there is no git delete command. What we can do, we can create directory mkdir. Okay. Hello world, like that. We can move files, all the files to hello world ls-ltr. Now I can check the git status, see what happened. So it has been deleted. I just moved it, but in the location of the files is not there. It shows you like it is deleted. You're able to see it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what we can do it here. So it has moved, it has deleted like that. Then git add star git status. So if you want the short summary, then give -s, then you can get the short summary. So what and all A means added, D means deleted. Adamainda. Git status, you can give it like this also. Then you can get the clear picture of that one. So now you can use git commit -m, I passing the message modified modified. So it is done. So now I can use the git. Okay, push. That's it. Vivek Anand. So now try to push that. It's been pushed. Now I go to here. I just go to Vivek Yoganand. Now you can able to see that one. It has all the files are pushed and move it to here in this location. But still you can able to see the records of the existing one, which is already it has been created. See here. Okay. So this is once it has the code has been pushed, it should be like that. Only it will be there. If you want to delete, here also you can delete like that. Okay. So if you want to delete that one, you can click this file. Okay, and you don't have delete option here. So see here, we can able to delete this file. Okay, and here also why you are deleting that file, you have to give some details. Delete the file. Control C. I just copy that and commit the changes. The file has been deleted. Otherwise, if you want to remove the entire repository, then go to the settings and go to the actions, I think so. Okay. Somewhere you need delete options also there. Go to the very bottom on danger zone. You can click the danger zone here. And if you want to delete that one, delete this repository, you can delete it. Or if you want to take the backup, you can take the backup. If you want to transfer to some other ownership, you can do that one. And change the visibility to public to private. So all those things you can able to make the changes. It is available under options of the particular settings. Okay, so got it. So we can work on that one also. So now how we can create the branch. So now the question is how to create the branch. So I will tell you how to create the branch. Git. Till now I haven't created any branch. I'm able to see the branch master. So now I want to create an additional branch. The NCH branch. Okay. So NORTH north. The branch name is north, and I create the branch name south. Okay, like that I can create. Then click the branch again. BRANCH. I'm able to see north and south. If I want to get into the only particular branch, then we can take it, check out the commands what Preeti said. CHECKOUT. Okay, and I can, which one I need to go to the NORTH north. Typo error. Now you can see I switch it to the branch north. Then it is giving the highlight. So what are the files before it has been deleted? So it is give some observation, and I check into the Git branch again. Been able to see now the green mark has shifted to the north, and the star also it is showing that one you are in the current directory, that means current branch. So this is very easy to identify Git branch. If I want to switch to the south, then you can go to check out south, and again you can check the Git branch south. Okay, it looks better. So now I want to create some files. So I just create some file. Okay, patch. The file name is south. Okay, .txt. South.txt. So I'm touching the file inside the south. Listen carefully. It is like you are inside the directory. You are inside the directory like that. You are what happens here in the branch. If I click that one, touch something, it is file is available. Now git status, I repeat, the south.txt is not added. So git add south.txt, that has been added. Git commit. Okay, -m message south changes. I done it. Git, it will throw some error. See, it is not an error, it's a command. What command you have to use it here since it will highlight you while time a git push. So because we are pushing the south branch, right? So that's why we have to set, because previously the master is a default one. You can able to see it, master. So it is not throwing any upstream, downstream like that, because master is the head for everything. So master, by the time of uploading the master, it is not commented anything else for us. But if we go to the south, in sense the branch, we need to mention it's a set upstream. It is next to the, now this is the master like that. We are uploading all the files. So I just click enter. It is asking my username, Vivek Yoganand, and I give the password. The password has been given. So now,
Sir,
yes,
sir, actually, you have checked into the South branch and you have added a file to the South branch, right?
yes, right.
After that, what is that upstream, sir? I didn't get that.
Upstream in sense, there are two branches. See now, you can able to see two branches. South are recently pushed into, even though you listen carefully, how many branches are available here? I created
North and South.
North and South.
Two
Three branches are there, not one or two, three branches are there. So why it is you can able to see, you cannot able to see the north here, only the two branches, master and south. What happened for the north?
It's
So
in
that's-
local.
Yes. Why? Because I mentioned, you asked me the command na, set upstream. The set upstream command helps me to push the particular branch. If I want to push some particular branch, then you are supposed to be use a command called set upstream.
Okay.
Okay. So then only you can able to push, and you can able to find those only two branches, north and north. And you can able to see
Okay.
this is the default one. Okay. And now you can able to find the branch north and south. Click the south now. You cannot find any south files here. See now. Do you able to see any south file? So what I name given here?
South.txt.
Where is the south.txt?
It's not there. Because it's a master branch.
Perfect. So now go to the south. Then you can figure out the south 3 minutes before.
And to switch, just want to confirm this, from one branch to another branch, if we want to switch, then it's a checkout command we have to use, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And if we check out from all the branches, by default it will be on the master branch.
Exactly, because you can able to see here also the name given here is a default. See here, the default will travel along. Someone have the questions, sir, what happened? Only the south file only need to show. Now why this also showing to us? Why these files also we are able to visible? Why it actually in master only this and all visible, in south only this supposed to be visible? Why this also I'm able to see it in sense the default will travel along with all the files. So because it's a default one.
Okay. So if you open the master branch, we can able to see all other branches files inside the master branch.
If you click yes, master, if you whatever push that only you can able to see it. Other than that, if you want to push it some of the branches, then you click the branch, then only you can able to see that file. Then by the time only you have the question, what is the difference between the git fetch and git pull? Note down the question, git fetch and git pull. If you go for the interview, this question is a very important one, because if you want to pull into the particular branch, then we can use that one. So I have some tomorrow, maybe we don't have class on tomorrow, we have class on coming Monday. So you come with some background things, the knowledge of what's my git fetch, what's my git pull. Okay, fetch, difference between the fetch and the pull. What's the difference between fetch and pull? That you have to know the knowledge. And along with that, you just practice with your own laptop and try to push some files and commit some changes. Maybe you have some doubts. I'm ready to welcome you all those doubts. I try to help you to sort out also. So this is about the today's session. If you have any doubts, please let me know. I'm ready to address those things.
Okay, sir.
Sir, hello.
Tell me, Preeti.
Sir, when developer committed the changes, sometimes it will not reflect in repos, means in Azure, in DevOps repos, okay. But
Okay.
in local it will reflect, but in repos it will not reflect. So what might be the issue? Where exactly we need to troubleshoot that issues?
So we need to troubleshoot in two ways. So actually, we need to find that one Git log and Git status, whether it has been committed or not. If it is committed seriously, it will be in the repository. Okay, if it is not committed, again you can some reset the history of those things. Okay, history of the Git history, you can reset the only one step for back one step back you can reset, and again you can commit the particular file. So those changes also we can do that one. Otherwise, if you check the Git log, okay, if you check the Git log, so you can able to see all this code, right? Here you can able to see now. She also asked why you put the upstream. See, the master is in down now, master now it is in upstream. I mentioned the head south. Okay, so like that, if you want not yet push or something else, you can able to collect the information, or you can delete this particular commit also, and again you push the same here. You can delete the commit, means you use this tag only. With help of this tag only you can delete and you can do the modifications. Okay, any other questions?
But in repo, where we need to check, sir? But changes are reflecting here, okay? But it's not reflecting in repo, means what we have to check.
That I said repeatedly. One second also. One, we can able to check the status. Here we can check it is available logged in instance. Connectivity issue will be there. Maybe network connection will not be connected from this system by the time, so it will not happen. So like number of sequences will be the scenarios. So based on that only we can able to troubleshoot the things. If you go for the Azure or AWS, they have their own DevOps like this to build the pipelines. Okay, Azure pipelines is available and AWS pipelines is available. So compared to your multiple tools, they are using the affordable things, using their own DevOps tools in the Azure itself, or as well as the AWS also. Okay, Preeti? So do you have any doubt, service?
No, that is fine. I'll try
Sir,
to
one
I'll
doubt
revise
is-
once more.
Yeah, okay.
I've recorded
Uh,
it, right?
Sir, one doubt is there.
Okay.
Sir, if it is Azure pipeline or AWS pipeline, when we push the code and the code is not there in the repo, but in the log it shows as it has been pushed, then it depends on the pipeline as well.
See, the number of scenarios it will come. The one case, entire pipeline. So where it started and where it destination. It is starting from example pipeline. Next to that one Docker will become, and next to Docker Jenkins will become. Again, so this set of things, maybe the code level also we need to review that one. Okay, we cannot simply say.
Okay.
So here itself we can finalize here like that. Okay, we have to look into the scenario, and we have to some screening will be there. Screening in sense first level, Azure level it is done or not. Yes, done. Next to that one it is pushed to the Docker containers are there or not. Registry, in the registry it is available there or not. Like that, check what pipeline that particular architecture, who is the architect, who developed, who pushed the pipeline. So they supposed to know the flow of that one. Even if you want to work on that case, you first be aware of the flow, pipeline flow. If you know the pipeline flow, or if you get the KT from the developer or someone else, if you go for the new organization or whatever it is, your new project, they will give the flow of how the pipeline from start to end